Hi, hello, Vanakkam, and welcome back to yet another episode on Little's Law YouTube channel. So, after a long time, we are meeting in another client-side performance engineering video. So, previously we discussed about first contentful paint, what is FCP, and every other aspects of FCP. So, today we are going to see about LCP, which is the largest contentful paint. So I have three different websites and I will show you what exactly is largest contentful paint and how can we improve the performance of the web application by tuning this and how to find what exactly is happening and how does this largest contentful paint helps you to improve the performance of the application in the front side. So this is basically a kind of a performance engineering video where you can tune the performance. And with no further ado, let's go to the video. So first, let me explain you what is largest contentful paint or LCP. So largest contentful paint is a user-centric performance metric that measures the perceived loading speed of a web page. And it's one of the key metrics which is used in tools like Lighthouse. So here I'm using the Lighthouse tool, which is an open source automated tool for improving the quality of web pages. And to open this, we all know once you are in your website or in your application, just click on your F12, which is the developer tools, and then come back to your Lighthouse, which is again an inbuilt with the browser, the Chrome browser or the Edge browser. So I did a testing using the Lighthouse and I have found this values here. So for the JPEG store, it's just 0.9 seconds and it's a better value because it shows in green, which is less than 1 second again. But for the Domino's website, it shows around 9.2 seconds, which is really high, even for the Pizza Hut website, because it uses a lot of images and it's used a lot of other unused JavaScripts. Again, it shows 7.9 seconds, which you all know it's again a high response time for a web page like this. So what does this largest contentful paint measure? So they measures the time it takes for the largest content element in the viewport to become visible to the user. So that's why it takes a large time or a long time to load. So this content element could be an image. So this can be an image here, or it can be a block of text or any other significant piece of content. So it can be anything which actually takes time for the largest content element to load. So LCP, or largest contentful paint, is crucial for user experience because it provides insights into when the main content of a page is likely fully rendered and visible. So once you open your website, you have to wait for a long time because it takes for the main content to load. So in Lighthouse, the LCP metric is a part of a set of performance metrics. So here we have every other metrics like the first contentful paint, we have total blocking time, we have cumulative layout shift, we have speed indexer. We'll discuss about the other like the total blocking time, the cumulative layout shift, and the speed indexer in our next videos. So before that, let's see what is, I'm just doing a quick recap on what is the first contentful paint. So this first contentful paint measures when the browser first renders any content on the screen. And then the largest contentful paint, as I have told you already, which measures when the largest content elements become visible in the viewport. And then the cumulative layout shift, just a quick elaboration on this. It measures the visual stability of a page by quantifying the unexpected layout shifts. So these metrics collectively help developers and the website owners understand how users perceive the loading speed and visual stability of their web pages, and by improving this largest contentful paint in particular, which often involves optimizing the loading of critical resources such as images and ensuring that the main content becomes visible quickly. So in Lighthouse reports, we will typically see a score, so which we are seeing now here for score of these metrics along with suggestions and opportunities for improvement. And a higher LCP score indicates a better performance, while a lower score suggests potential areas of optimization. So here you can see this is the highest score, which is the lesser is the better score and the more is the score which needs improvement. And here, and for the JPEG store, again I would show you. So I have chosen LCP, and here you can see avoid chaining critical request, and it will tell clearly which request has to be even avoided. And here, this is the largest element which took time in this page to load. So here you can see the TTFD value, the load delay, the load time, the render delay. So same way for the other websites. So for example, for the Domino's website, you can see that we have found lots and lots of JavaScript that needs to be reduced because they are unused. So these are loaded as part of this application, which but basically they are not used. So this lighthouse clearly tells us that these are some of the JavaScript which has to be reduced. And coming down, so there are like lots and lots of JavaScript which is part of this application. They are using it for monetization, for connecting to the Facebook website. They've connected the TikTok JavaScript, so for collecting the analytics, a lot of other analytics, a lot of connections to the third-party websites. And then there is the other URLs which are connecting. So we have to eliminate the render blocking resources, and then the diagnostics says that we have to avoid chaining the critical requests. So these are some of the critical requests which we have to avoid chaining. And then the largest contentful paint element, which is the festival saver, so which is the image. So here you can see, as I've told you already, so this is the image. So this is the TTFB, which is the time to first byte, which took just 7%, but the load delay, which took 32% of the time, and then the render delay took 58% of the time, which is exactly around 5 seconds for loading this part. So same way when we go to the Pizza Hut, so here you can see for the LCP, again there are like a lot of JavaScripts which are unused. And coming down to the past edits, so that's the only thing which, when compared to the Domino's, it's better. We have only to deal with the unused JavaScript. So now we will see, why do we need to monitor the largest contentful? What happens if we do not monitor it? So the user experience, so the first part, which is that's why we do this non-functional testing. So that's the user experience. So this largest contentful paint directly correlates with the perceived loading speed of a web page. So users are more likely to have a positive experience if they see meaningful content quickly. So monitoring this largest contentful paint helps ensure that the critical content becomes visible to users as soon as possible. And then the search engine ranking. So we all want our websites to be on the top order, or in the, to be the very first, or in the, at least in the top 10 when we are searching for our website. So this LCP is one of the core web vitals, a set of metrics that Google considers important for user experience. So when this largest contentful paint is more, Google will use this metric as a ranking factor in search results, and websites with better LCP scores may be more favorably ranked in search engine results pages, potentially leading to increased visibility and traffic. And then the next part is reducing the bounce rates. So when it comes to engagement and retention, users are most likely to engage with and stay on a site that loads quickly. So high LCP values can lead to increased bounce rates. People starts to visit the website often, and as users may leave the site if they perceive it as slow, or if the main content takes too long to appear. So it's always, so the LCP has to be always in a lesser response times, like what we see for the JPEG store. Only then the users will keep on coming again and again. If it is like a lot of, or if it's like a big number, or if it takes too much of time, then the users may leave the site. They will never again come back. So by monitoring and optimizing the LCP, we can retain more visitors. So the next thing is identifying the bottleneck. So LCP is often tied to the loading of critical resources such as images, the style sheets, or scripts. So monitoring this LCP helps us to identify the performance bottlenecks, which enables the developers to optimize these resources and reduce the loading times. And next comes the mobile user experience. So where these applications, we are seeing it through the web applications. What if it comes through the web? So when it comes to the web, again, so here you can see, so this is again part of a mobile. So when we are trying to analyze it through the desktop, again, this is very crucial in case for mobile. I mean, I cannot say even for desktop users, but when it comes to mobile users who may have some slower network connections because they might be traveling in their car and they want to book something, and when they are on a train and they want to book something, or when they do not have a proper connection. So with the increasing prevalence of mobile browsing, so optimizing this LCP becomes essential for providing a positive experience across various devices and network conditions. And then the user satisfaction and conversion. So users are more likely to convert if they have a positive experience on a website. So a faster loading site, as indicated by a lower LCP, can contribute to higher user satisfaction and improved conversion rates. So when it comes to continuous improvement, so by monitoring this LCP over time allows our website owners or the developers to track the performance trends and make continuous improvement. So we have to keep on monitoring and we have to keep on improving the LCP. So in that way, we can regularly assess, and that helps to maintain a high level of performance as the website evolves. And then finally, the Google Page Experience Report. So LCP is part of the Google Page Experience Report, which provides insights into how a website performs based on a real user data. And by monitoring this LCP will help us ensure that a website aligns with user expectations and best practices. So what happens if LCP is good? If LCP is good, we know there will be a positive user experience, the engagement and retention, which is reduced bounce rates. People will not leave your website, and higher conversion rates. So once the people visit, if the application is good, they will keep on adding items, they will check out items. That will turn into your revenue. The SEO benefits, which is you will be on top, which is it can impact your SEO, which is search engine optimization, or you'll get a better search engine rankings, and then it will finally enhance your brand image. Websites with fast loading items, including a good LCP, are often perceived as more reliable and user friendly, and this contributes to a positive brand image. So again, let me reiterate. So when you have a good LCP, you have a positive user experience, you have a good engagement and retention, you have improved conversions, your search engine ranking will be on a top level, and you have positive brand perceptions. So again, what happens if the LCP is bad? All these points which I have told you as positive will turn into a negative part, which is there will be negative user experience, there will be increased bounce rates. People will start to bounce off after using your website. There will be reduced engagement. People will start reducing the engagement of visiting your website, and there will be negative impact on conversions. People will never buy any items in your applications, through your applications. They will start reducing their bookings. They will start reducing their booking any other items, or they will slowly stop using your application. So, and then the competitive disadvantage, so you will lose to your competitors. So these are some of the points which are to be carefully considered when it comes to the performance of the application. So I think I've discussed a lot about this Largest Contentful Paint. So until I meet you in another interesting video, it's bye bye from Hassan Shanmugam and Little Slaw.